They much prefer Erangel just for themselves, for the way they play it. And, you know, they haven't really shown us much that could be...
Decide to pop out.
Yeah, nothing really V7 can capitalize off there. Good movement there by Sparrow. He's playing a really good day today. This is just...
Oh, well, here we go.
Hitting some really good shots.
The bridge camp begins.
Ooh.
Hit onto Summer. Serpentining.
There's the little new ledges on the side there that he's able to drive onto.
I caught him off guard for just a moment.
I know, you're used to the old bridges without these new side walkways.
Especially just the angle. It looks like he just broke down the guardrail.
Yeah, we're leaving.
All right, well, they do manage to dip down. And good for them. There's some meds that they can utilize. But yeah, this is actually such a nice change to the bridge.
Yes.
Oh, it's Arrow. I think they found out where V7's at. They're like, hey, let's go ahead and take out our competition yet again. They roll up on them. Managed to eliminate them in the first round of Erangel. Can they do it again? Americano now rolling up to try to join in. Court will put Akelef down on the floor. Cruising inside, seating, hops out, and just spraying them down. Will manage to get the knock on a one. Follows up. Finds Tosi. Remembers left Heaven. Gets a nice headshot onto Mamu. It's just he and Korn now. Trying to stave off the rest of Petrichor. I mean, if they can get these eliminations, it'd be absolutely massive for V7, for every other squad. They've got to be cheering for them in this moment. Nice peek comes in. Oh, but he actually outtrades that. Korn is fast on the reply, however. Knocks him down, and now we've got a good old classic 1v1.
Huge for Korn right here. Not able to find it. Mings, 31 health left, just barely able to outdo V7.
And they only lost Akelef. They can pick up everybody else, so still going to have a three-man squad standing as Veronica 7 are the first team to go out.
Yeah, ATA had pieced way out of this. They're not going to third party it. I'm rather surprised to see Pero make that move that aggressively into that compound. It just must have been again, this is another one of those circles. It tends to drift towards Novo with how easternly shifted it is. It doesn't have to. So you want to work, if you're coming towards the Novo side, you want to work south to north. That's oftentimes the preferred method of approach to these circles. So, Pero wants to start in a good position and try to finish it out strong.
Well, New Happy's going to be coming in as well. GFY not far behind them. Starting all the way at that northern side of the map, have now shifted down towards Milta Power. Looks like they're just going to be doing some last-minute looting. And hopefully they have a boat to utilize. Haven't really gotten a shot of that coastline, so you would anticipate that they, in all likelihood, would. Otherwise, they're going to have to go for the long swim.
Well, they might have to wait for the swim if that was the last boat. Sometimes there's not a lot of boats that spawn at that beach. It just depends. There might be some left over by Milta, though. There's still enough of the first circle that all of Milta is encompassed, so maybe. I mean, GFY, I think, is just watching New Happy for now to see exactly what they do, to see if their option of swimming is going to be available. Potentially, there's Ghibli going to be taking the ferry boat. Yep. I think that's a wise decision here, honestly. If there's nothing else available, this thing is perfectly safe. Teams can't, if you hide yourself well enough, teams can't see you on the boat when you're on it. So, perfectly fine. Yeah, it kind of shift over towards the radar tower.
All right. Well, E36 is going to be grateful that Noda is camping that western bridge. They do manage to get over to Military Island. That's just Ghibli, Mad, and Gen.G that need to make the journey. Gen.G, for the most part, should be able to get through here relatively unscathed, aside from that blue damage.
Pretty normal from Gen.G. They like to wait out in military circles. They'll typically wait 1, even 2 blues, depending on what's going on around that western bridge, to try to get across safely. They'd rather, eat blue than fight teams. So for sure, Gen.G going to be very patient, very cautious, already at the lighthouse, checking the other side. You can see here, just making sure that they don't have to worry about any bridge camps. Some teams will occasionally camp that bridge on the other side, even into the first blue. So you got to be aware of it.
Okay, looks like GFY have located a boat, and they're just now making their way over. Not too much longer, and then they'll be safely within the circle.
This is a heck of a 2-2 split from CTG. I've never seen one quite like that. Typically, teams kind of full group at the top of the mountain, but it looks like they might be retreating back to that type of position. But they did fan out to the southern edge there for a bit, but with ATA showing up They decide that they can't risk that fight, especially if you suspect that might be ATA. You don't want to be anywhere near them.
Ooh. Well, Danawa, I think they've kept their position relatively secret here. 17 Gaming, they slide up under, now sprinting up, gets himself into the complex.
He hasn't been seen, that's for sure.
Just trying to get some eyes. Ducks in behind the rock, 17 Gaming. Now posted up, they're still playing split though, so if Danawa can get on top of Xiaobei and Show, that'll just be the team completely cut into two. Suju and Lingo will not be able to respond, and there's the first one. Show going to fall as Loki finds the hit. Suju long range, taking a couple shots over in Danawa's direction.
It's a good pick. Doesn't really change much about 17 Gaming's position other than maybe Xiaobei will want to leave. That might be what we see here.
Perhaps he'll... Oh, okay, he's going to hop in. Shots coming his way. Trying to get line of sight, but under can't get the hits through. He'll wrap around the backhand side of this next complex. And seems like they will be okay. Gen.G in the meantime, just about to make their way into the white circle.
Ooh.
Get out of the blue.
We're going to get a crate fight.
Oh boy, this is going to get hectic. All about the footstep tracking here. Ghibli as well, arriving right in the third party. Ming taking quite a bit of damage, just going to duck back. Cuts away. So the frag grenade is out, but I mean, it's just like...
If that hits anything...
It's such a crap shooting. Oh, he actually gets him.
What?
That's such a great lob.
That's unbelievable.
And they have the finish as well. Wrong move, finding it. Push out on the side. 911's good for Non. Has the med kit as well to get fully topped back up. And this is a disaster for New Happy.
I can't believe that. HSM trying to see if he can fish. He almost gets Lanbu. Takes him down to basically one shot. Lung's going to get ZP all onto HS.
Now HS is by himself. He'll send out yet another frag grenade, trying to get rid of Lanbu. Throws down a smoke. Tries to cut around the other side. Smoke just going to be obscuring that warehouse, so he can't really look through. And has to just go corner to corner now, clearing things out one at a time. Ghibli, in the meantime, they've rotated all the way down along the south end of Novo.
Yeesh.
Oh, Pero. This is,
How do they read this?
Unbelievable. Push out. HS won't be good for one. 5 HP remaining. Frag grenades out. Just underhands it. Here's somebody else on his side. He's trying to get prepped for it, but 911 comes around the corner, and that is New Happy out in 15th.
Nicely done by GFY. Only one knock in there. So that's pretty recoverable. Ghibli just uses that opportunity to peace out and make their way to the coastline.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Domino. Caught out, run over. Hopefully he gets that finish. Starlord opens up, gets a couple taps through. He's going to have to reposition. He is, this is a rough spot. C is going to go for a little bit of a side seat, and the knock is going to be good. Just stop off and look for the finish.
He's some pretty good side seat shooting here from TGW. Danawa pushing in.
Oh boy, up over the top of the mountain. 5v trying to spray him down. Gets a couple hits in, but no knocks to be found yet. Danawa still going to be firmly in the fight, but as I say that, it just turns into a slaughter. Lakelo and YJ both going to fall down. TUYEN going to be killed off screen as I think the vehicle explosion actually found Seoul. Salute managed to get one member of CPG, but that might be as good as it gets. In the meantime, MCG collapsed upon here. Ghibli gets into the action. Adder going to be knocked to the ground. Summer, the only one left standing, 8 HP, and a Dream. He's trying to trade it back. He's trying to find some kills before they fall out of this one, but it seems like it might not be looking so good for our most recent winners.
Did get Adder. He's down to 8 HP. He's just throwing grenades everywhere. Wants to.
He's going to lose his whole team, though.
Yeah, absolutely. He's trying to go fishing. Does get a little more damage. Trying to go for the heal. Cleanups will come through for Ghibli. Just, he is able to get that first aid off. There's still a chance. Is Danawa going to get all those reses?
I think they might actually be able to bring back their third member.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Nade out. He's pushing over the top and spots one. Spear. Oh, he somehow doesn't get his head. And Spear replies in kind. He sent MCG out to 13th place. Xiaobei so very low, but 17 Gaming overall in shambles. Little Ghost eliminated. One going to be knocked in the middle of nowhere, and now it's just Xiaobei stranded by himself over by the rocks.
It's really good maneuvering here from Danawa and Kia to keep 17 in bad positions, even though 17 is a little bit further ahead of them in terms of distance to the circle. Xiaobei finds some damage into that Dacia.
Bean doesn't get into the vehicle. It's going to be the knock coming through, and suddenly this might just fall apart for Danawa. Xiaobei doing a significant amount of damage, can at least go ahead and get that kill. 5v, Lingqiang in the meantime going to be eliminated. Gen.G arrived, managed to find 2. C's going to be knocked, B's going to be eliminated. Inonix goes ahead, third parties it. Spray out on a maczora, not going to find the hits. They look for a little bit more with a mini. They can't connect. Damage is dealt. Gen.G get themselves into a very nice position.
Well, Gen.G is playing angry, and they might just barrel down on top of Danawa and Pio. You can see, Pio's found a good angle.
C's dead. They get the finish onto Loki. Gen.G, they know they need to rack up some kills. They know that Sparrow is still alive. And in this game, separated now by 5 at a chicken dinner.
You know, Monkey King up on top. That grenade should not really find much. They're stuns anyway, so it doesn't matter. Salute and Soul trying to clear this angle.
I mean, if you can control this AK spray, but now get away in position. They go in on the push, and somehow Danawa persevere. They maintain to 3 members of their squad, and they take CTG out.
I'm just left shaking my head on that one. I thought they were dead.
That should have been an unlosable situation for CTG.
Yeah, we didn't get to see what happened on screen, really, so it's hard to say. There's too much fighting on the southwest side, but this is death. Oh, Esther, you got to land those.
Gets a couple hits in, and Inonix is going to be good for the follow-up. Noctane out, struggling, and yeah, finally gets the last shot in. That's Gen.G annihilating Dam1, sending them out in 11th.
Dude, Gen.G is just smothering teams out on this southwestern edge. They basically cleared about a half a kilometer of space for themselves.
They are out for blood. Xiaobei is still out there.
He is. What phase are we in for? Nah, he's dead.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's literally no way. If he gets, unless there's a vehicle, like a motorcycle hanging out there I don't know about, maybe he could get through, but...
I think he's just waiting and healing as long as he can.
Well,
see if he can, you know, overtake some teams here.
If Gen.G's been keeping good track of their kill feed, they know he's still over there. And
I think that's exactly why we see Asura just hugging that side of the circle.
Yep.
Gotta, you know, it's admirable. Never give up, never surrender.
That's right. That is the Galaxy Quest model. This is bad news for GEX.
That nade might be good. Bounce roll, and yep. Fantastically lobbed in there by Lanbu. GFY just obliterate GEX. And Xiaobei finally dies, so there you go. 17 Gaming going to be taken out in 9th place. Denies a kill away from Gen.G, doesn't let them get credit for it. Ghibli now trying to make their way safely into the circle, but GFY still in this position, still on the high ground. Managed to find Renba. Spears well, trying to just steadily keep himself up while inching through the smokes. Lanbu is going to be going for this revive. Great from Tongmu, though, just needs one hit. And there you have it, and that is going to be them both ending up getting knocked by the blue. Mill off screen will find a finish onto maczora as well, just further hurting the hopes of Detonation White.
You should see them kind of spray towards the edge, potentially knowing that the knocks had to get close to it. There they are.
The smoke's dissipating, and there's just no cover there for Lanbu. He does fall. They're still trying to pick up another, but it's not going to happen. As GFY will wipe yet another squad. Ghibli out at 8th. Suddenly just 22 alive, only 20.5 minutes in.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross circle. Just hard shifting down to the south of the island makes it really difficult for everybody to come through. There's too many choke points around that tall mountain in the center of Circle 2. Basically, everybody has to go one side or another. A lot of teams that already drifted over to the east side and are now, you know, having to fight their way in. And there's some good shots from Biggs. Lanbu knocked. Should be restable, though, as Petrichor Road still able to isolate themselves in this house on the eastern edge for some time, in a really good spot for the late game. Just really curious how much losing Aches left at the beginning of this game is going to hurt them. We've seen, you know, like you talked about early on in this broadcast, Achilleos, that it really hurt them on week number 1, not having Aches left alive. Yep. Let's see if this week, maybe they've got some more confidence, because really the other 3 have been playing great recently.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've all leveled up since that first week, so it seems like it's a completely different story from them. You know, they continue to pick up some kills, get these knocks coming through. Gen.G very much hot on their heels. We only have 3 squads left with 4 players up. ATA been relatively quiet thus far. GFY and Gen.G.
Well, you can see ATA knows somebody's coming. But Danawa has enough time.
Oh, that could be a really good molly to display Sparrow. Gets it in right behind him, and he's going to start taking damage. He's trying to just
this is so good.
Get the first aid off as Danawa continues this wraparound, but every step they take also brings them closer to Gen.G.
Oh no,
third party.
The grenade out in that moment feels bad, man.
A lot of damage pushed out onto Lakelo, forces his position back, but Sparrow does end up getting knocked. Seoul going to be good for that one, but Lakelo finished as Asura gets that knock, gets the kill. Gen.G continuing to third party, continuing to just snatch up these little goodies.
Yeah, I mean, this is wonderful to see Gen.G be so aggressive, so active on the map. Really just, you know, putting Destiny in their own control this time around.
Couple more shots taken there by Salute, but has to pull away. Sparrow still going to be knocked to the ground, but still going to be safely within the circle. Below the last one to fall on the side of Detonation Gaming. That's them out in 7th place. And Petrichor Road now are going to have to surrender the rest of their complex. We'll see how they fare, but this northwestern collision of like 3 squads is going to be an absolute treat to watch.
I want to know what the tarot cards said for Pero today, because they really read this circle incredibly well. Fighting for that spot early against V7, you know, not a bad spot at all. Again, I said early on, you want to work south to north on the eastern side of this part of the map. Of course, that's why Pero took that, but man, being able to sit down here with only 3 alive has been hugely beneficial for them, and they're able to really stabilize. They're going to be able to stay on the southern side of everything. They could stay under a hill, potentially, wait this one out. I'm not sure. Maybe they want to wrap up a little bit further north. There's like some shacks and some slowly rolling hills there they could take. But overall, it's been, you know, very good for Pero. Everybody else to fight through, but really Gen.G is in a great spot right now.
This just looks like a catastrophe for Danawa, no matter which way you slice it. GFY firing off on one side, Mad about to be on the other. Make their way over top of the hill, but now they're going to have to potentially deal with Gen.G as they come cruising down, and they're headed straight for Esther and Inonix. Spring looking for the run over. They will go ahead and get the knock, and they yeet him all the way into the blue, and he dies. Oh man, Seoul, he will get finished off, but he at least takes one of Gen.G out with him and doesn't give away his kill credit. That was about as good as it could have been for Danawa.
Honestly, that's better than nothing. Now ATA's turn to drive over the hill. Oh, Asura needs to land those shots a little bit sooner. Inonix is going to get one. This is falling apart here. Asura's down.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Raining, just bobbing and weaving, trying to stay safe. They get that finishing blow. Pio now as well going to be knocked. Gen.G. It all comes crumbling down. Pio's nade from beyond the grave will be good to finish off Shadow. Gives himself another kill. Push over the top. Gen.G will get rid of Sparrow as well, but can they find a little bit more?
Inonix saw him. I'm pretty sure he saw maczora.
I don't think he's going to be able to get Pio back in, though. He's got to finish off Raining right now, and even then Mad is starting to swoop down onto that position.
Well, the good news is that GFY has slowed up Mad's push for a bit. Pero might try to third-party GFY from the side here. I mean,
they're playing split. This is a big risk here for the side of Petrichor, but if they can catch GFY off guard, it could be just a huge profit of kills for them.
They're checking other angles, being very smart about it, but that's going to be Inonix going down. Jumps up and over. maczora ready for him with the barrel. Sprays him down. Gen.G looking to have a great position to just it all falls apart in a matter of 2 pushes.
Yep, and now Petrichor Road. They have 3 members left. GFY going to be matching them in that regard, but any kill that Petrichor gets is just further solidifying their lead. They're 27 at the moment. Gen.G managed to climb up to 25.
Well, GFY should really be focused on clearing Pero out of the top for 2 reasons. 1, that's the most dangerous threat. 2, they're the top team in the lobby.
Yeah.
To be frank, sometimes you do actually have to consider that.
GFY with a win here actually could potentially overtake them as long as they get the kills.
Exactly.
They're 6 down from tying them. Let's see if they can make it happen. Shots flying out, a little bit of damage pushed through. Playing back down here into the dip, but both of these squads going to have to try to make their way into the circle sooner rather than later. Mad for now going to be the only ones really occupying it. You've got Mamu down along that eastern side, just barely inched up along the road.
This is tough. This is tough for GFY. They really want to push into Pero, but Pero's got a lot of open space between them and GFY, so they can't. They know that they have to make this move. They just don't have the opportunity to do so. So they're going to be forced by the terrain, and that grenade. This one could be devastating.
Yep, he's going to throw it up over the top. Let's see the arc, and it looks great. The bounce is there, and that's the double knock for Mill. 9-11 and Lambo both now going to be on the ground. Tongmu takes a couple shots forward. Some hits there. In onto Mill. but that's going to be the spray down, and that's going to be the elimination. GFY out in fourth. Petrichor, they do suffer a loss as Mamu is going to be knocked, and he's down by the road, so should be unrecoverable for them. Lash actually pushing in to try to get the finishing blow.
ATA could take this. That finish by Lash revealed his position, but maczora not keen to get aggressive on it. Grenades into the face of Petrichor. That's an going to be picked up again here for them. Vehicle explodes, does a little backflip. EEND hits a head there with the barrel. Doesn't get a knock, though. Just takes Mings down to about half health. So I think Mill grabbed that And once again, Petrichor Road finds that boomstick. See what they can get done with it again.
They got some nice damage through with that Molotov. Force Mings down to the ground yet again to try get the revive up. 2v2v2. ATA playing on that near the outer side. It's Mad is wrapping around, trying to get in on top of Petrichor. At least it looked like they were going to be doing that for a moment. It seems like they will just be sticking put. Staying put, rather.
Either works. I like sticking put.
Sticking put.
That makes sense to me. I know what you mean. This is really good for ATA. This hillside is very defendable for them. As long as nobody gets knocked, they can just kind of stay on this side of it. Mad can't really push it without overexposing themselves. Perro has to, again, the good position that Perro had against GFY is now kind of working against them going towards the center of this circle. ATA can stay underneath this hill line until the very end. The center of this circle looks like it's right either on the hill line or right on top of it. So for ATA, they've got a great position. As long as Mad doesn't get close enough to them to wrap around from their eastern flank.
Frag grenade would be massive in displacing Mad, but seems like everybody's already expended that utility.
Yeah, there's a few mollies left. You know, last-ditch efforts in the hands of a few players, but that seems to be about it. A lot of smokes being used here for Mad, and, you know, maybe they might hit Petrichor. Petrichor kind of starts gunning down on top of him. There's that molly.
Oh,
great molly.
Very good. That's going to force Mill through the blue to the opposite side. Just takes a little bit of damage. Poke out. Spots one. Arm shot not going to connect. Zora staying safe. Push up over the top. Lash only going to be good for one, but ATA capitalizes.